you doing, man? Alright, yeah.
A long time.
It has, it's been a while, man. I'm digging the busted jumper. Or is it a long sleeve t-shirt, man? I don't know.
It's a long sleeve t-shirt, but
Yeah,
it's comfy as hell.
cool, man.
I saw them at the academy like 2016 or something, and I wanted to just get like a normal short sleeve t-shirt, but this is all they had left. So I was like,
Yeah,
fuck
that looks cool, man. It's awesome. It's like, has it been that long, man? 2016?
it. That's when they toured this album.
Yeah.
I think they've done one since, but I've not really paid much attention to that one.
Right.
But I think it was 2016. It must have been, or maybe the album came out. I don't know. It was a while ago.
Yeah. You're quite a big Charlie Simpson fan, man, eh?
Aye, don't make that obvious at all.
Fan, man. Yeah.
Aye, fanboy.
He's a really credible artist, man. It's funny because like when Busted first started, man, they were like from the scene that I was involved in, which was like the kind of emo, kind of rock like environment. Everyone sort of like slagged Busted at the time because they were like top of the charts and like just kind of seemed like wannabe type guys. Do you know what I mean? Basically, because they were doing really well, everyone hated them.
Aye.
And yeah, he seems to be like out of all of them, seems to have like held his own throughout his whole career.
Like it was his solo stuff that kind of got me into doing music and that anyway. But like when you say he's a credible artist, I'm like, yeah. Whereas everyone like, just totally slags me rotten for liking him because he's the guy with the eyebrows that was in Busted.
Yeah.
That metal band.
Yeah. Who were great as well, man.
I know, right?
Fight Star, yeah.
Fight Star, yeah.
Star.
Absolutely class, man.
Yeah, they're great, man.
Really enjoy it.
I think because he can do like quite a wide spectrum of genres, if that makes sense.
Aye, he's got a really good vocal range and sort of vocal technique and stuff, and that's something I've always kind of wanted to have. So I kind of look into that.
Well, you do have it, man. I was just listening to your stuff like not that long ago. Yeah, and like your voices came on leaps and bounds, man. Even since like we wrote like, was it 2 songs we done together or 1 song? Can't remember.
The one we did Horizons and that went in the EP.
Yeah.
Maybe we started another one, but we never done anything. I can't remember.
Yeah. But even since then, man, like you've always had a great voice, but since then your voices came on massively, man.
Thank you very much, man.
Beautiful.
I've been doing the daily covers on Facebook for just the whole lockdown site to like kind of entertain people, but it's actually been like having a bit of a strain in my voice the last couple of days. So I've recorded like 3 songs today to kind of get the rest of my voice for a couple of days, so I can still post every day. But
that's the way to do it, man. I spoke to a guy called Sam Scott Thorne who like puts up reaction videos on YouTube, and he said the same. He's like, I just shoot like, he'll do like a batch of like maybe 5 or 6, and that's like his videos for the week, man. So it's a good idea to do it, especially when got all the time.
Makes sense because singing every day, like, it's fun. Like I would do it anyway, but see, because I'm filming it to put it online for people to see, I'm like, it's actually taking me a long time to do each video because I'm fucking up and I'm having to like go back and start filming again. So I'm actually, although I'm really what you see at the end, you're seeing like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm actually singing for like between an hour and 2 hours, like practicing and then starting filming and having to just like reshoot it and stuff like that. That's a pain in the arse.
That does strain your voice, man, singing that long.
Aye, so I think I'm going to do these 3, and then maybe on Sunday I'll record another 3 and kind of do it that way.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of requests and stuff like that as well, so I'm not exactly short on songs that I know I'm going to play.
Is that what you're doing, man? Are you just singing stuff that people are requesting, or?
A mixture, really. Some days I'll just kind of do something I want. Like the other day I did a song, 16 Tons by Tennessee Ernie Ford, and that's just something I used to play when I first started out. And I was just messing about covering a completely different song, and I just started playing that. I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just going to play this because it's fun. And then I just did that. So some days I'll just do some songs I like, but like today I posted a cover of The Script.
Right. What song?
And that was a request for the first time.
Ah, cool.
So I did a cover of that, and that was a request as well. And I had like Icy Fire by Ed Sheeran requested, and Havana by Camila Cabello requested. I've got a bunch more that I've not even touched, whereas the rest of them have just kind of been ones that I've wanted to do.
Yeah,
So
that's awesome, man. So what? I mean, when I worked with you, it was just yourself. You were just like Chris Greig, basically.
I was just starting out as well. Like I'd not really done anything at that point. Like, I was like total brand new.
I should probably say as well, Gary Gilmore, who was in the last episode, he played drums for you at the start.
For over a year, he played drums for me. He was a full-on member of the band, but just unfortunately that way that sort of other commitments and stuff kind of, because he was just setting up his drum studio or just about to start. He was doing his teaching. He was playing with Wedge plus the wedding band at the same time.
Yeah.
And we were kind of just starting to get busier, so he kind of just said like maybe it might be worth finding someone else. So that's kind of the way we went. But like,
yeah,
Gary's like one of the best drummers I've ever played with, man.
He's something else, man. And I never even touched on. I said to you like when we were messaging, like I never even touched on half the stuff that I could have with Gary. Like he, one of the things that I wanted to say to him when we done that episode was like Gary brought to like Fluorescent Hearts and like most of the projects that I've worked with him, all of them I should say, is like what Dave Grohl brought to Nirvana and like. And Travis Barker brought to Blink-182 is like they were such an integral part of that band. Like the drums were like part of the hook of the song, and I feel like that's what Gary brought.
It's almost like he's bringing a character to a story. If you know what I mean?
Definitely.
It's really even as a person and as a drummer. Like I don't know. It's hard to put it into words. How you explain Gary Gilmore? He's just a total different entity, isn't he?
He is, man. He is.
He's class.
Yeah.
He was a good laugh to have around as well. Like when we were playing shows, at the time we were playing a lot of shows in Edinburgh rather than Glasgow.
Right.
And like the drive through, or when we met him there or whatever, like from the moment we were hanging about him, or even just in practice of that, like the moment we were about him, the moment it was time to go home, it was just laughs.
Yeah.
And we still kind of like have laughs about the things we were laughing about with Gary back in the day as well. It's stupid.
That's cool, man. So like we met through Fluorescent Hearts.
Yeah, I was a wee bit of a fanboy of Fluorescent Hearts back in the day.
Yeah. Well, like this is something I don't even know. When I met you, my first memory of you was meeting you at King Tut's. You'd came up to us after the gig. I remember you saying like I play music and stuff, and you were talking. I think you'd just seen Charlie Simpson, like maybe even it must have been like even a few days before we played. Was it?
I've got a feeling it was the night before, right?
But I remember you saying that.
Yeah, I remember.
But so from there, was that the first time you'd heard us? Was seeing us at King Tut's?
No, I went. Me and a guy who ended up being my flatmate and the band's photographer. Me and him went to see you guys because we both knew your music. I first saw you guys because my first flatmate, when I just moved to Glasgow, was going to a gig, and I had no pals in Glasgow at the time, and I knew him from school, so he was going out with some people he knew. So he just said, "Come on out, I'll be at work, but meet me there." So I ended up meeting all his pals before he even got there.
Right.
It was a gig at in the garage in G2. You guys played, and they were all there to see Altered Sky.
Right. Yeah.
And you guys played, and that's the first. Actually, I'm pretty sure I met you guys that night, briefly.
Yeah.
But like I remember seeing it, and like I bought the album that night and everything because I just thought, oh my god, this is absolutely amazing. And like I'd not really been to a lot of gigs at that point. I just thought it was absolute class, and then I would go about telling everybody about it, and just listen to it all the time. I was like proper obsessed, man. And then I can't remember what happened. I don't know if it was after we met King Tut's. I don't know if it was before or after because we'd had each other on Facebook, and I had some of the other boys like Demo and Gary on Facebook, and I spoke to you and Gary separately about doing music together or something, and then a couple of years later, or a year or so later, that's when we actually ended up doing something.
It's weird, eh? Because that doesn't feel that long ago, man, but that's probably like 4 or 5 years ago now.
2015, I think, because it was just when I moved to Glasgow, so
yeah.
Crazy.
It's nuts, man.
2014, actually. That is mental.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy, man. So was Stephen in the band at that point?
You know what I noticed is that I basically, when I first started out, I basically stole Fluorescent Heart.
That's right, man, yeah.
Because I had you singing on my EP,
Mm-hmm.
I had Gary drumming on it, and I had Stephen playing keys on it.
I think I was originally supposed to be playing guitar, but I can't
I
remember.
think so.
I've been like a nightmare most of my life, man, so I have no idea what reason I would have
can't
gave for
remember.
not playing, man.
I just met Chris anyway, so he ended up playing it.
Right.
I still got you on because we wrote Horizons together.
That's right, man. Weird, man. Doesn't even feel that long ago.
Exactly, that's what I was about to say. The fact that it was actually that long ago, but it doesn't feel like it at all.
You guys are doing fucking wonders now. So you've added the Merchants to your Chris Greig, and who's in the band now?
So it's me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you know I'm Chris Greig.
I thought you were the Merchants, man.
Well, I just thought
I thought you may have handed the Chris Greig title to the other guys. Yeah, we're Chris Greig. He's the Merchants.
No, so now it's me, Chris Johnson, who played from the very start.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Donald Russell, who plays bass, and Daniel Jack, who's on drums. He came in after Gary left.
Awesome, man.
And we went from Chris Greig to Chris Greig and the Merchants because we were starting to market it more as a band. But at that point, like, I played a headline show. The solo stuff, the headline show that we did with Gary and at the Mashers in Edinburgh, and it sold out. So awesome. In Edinburgh at the time, like, we kind of had about 200 odd people who knew my name, so we thought, fuck it,
just keep that.
So it's Chris Greig and the Merchants, and it kind of works as well.
Does, man? There's like Mumford and Sons, and there's loads of bands that do that. Florence and the Machine and stuff.
Exactly. So we just came up with the Merchants because we all like a drink, so it was sort of baby Merchants, sort of.
Awesome.
And then that's been us since, and then we've got like a Chris Greig and the Merchants chance that all the adoring fans like to chant at us.
Cool, man. You need to put that on the record.
I will at the very start of the mix.
I was listening to Shy. Like, such a fucking good song, man.
Thanks, man.
I never actually got the chance to hear it properly, like, when it first came out. I'd heard, like, the clip, and then I started listening to it, like, it was like a few weeks after it came out. It's amazing, man. Like, such a good fucking catchy chorus, man. It's cool. It's cool seeing how... Because I remember, like, writing with you and you didn't really know where you were going. Do you know what I mean? Like, we could have written anything together, man, at that point, and I think you would have kept it. But, like, now it seems like you've got, like, a style, man, something that you're really happy with.
Yeah, that's something me and the boys have spoke about as well, though, because Horizons is actually one of our favourite songs, like, as part of our repertoire. We've not played it in about 2 years or something.
Mm-hmm.
It's like one of our favourite songs. We actually want to redo it. And I like, because the kind of style of the writing and stuff fits with actually what I've ended up doing later on with my writing.
Yeah.
It would make sense to redo it, and like more so a sort of piano ballady sort of sound than an indie rock song.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think
to kind of reproduce it, you mean? Like,
yeah, like just kind of keep it as is. Well, in terms of lyrics and stuff like that, just kind of reproduce it.
That would be cool, man.
I need to do it, and I'd obviously want you singing on it anyway. So
you don't have to, man. You don't have to. I think it'd be cool with you.
It would be the same to me. I'd maybe have 2 versions.
Yeah. Awesome.
I think, and this is the part where I come on your podcast and just like blow smoke up your ass. But like, I've definitely got a lot of influence from you and your songwriting over the years, man.
Oh, thanks, man. Thank you.
So like, the fact that we wrote Horizons together, I think I've taken a lot of influence from that in the way I sort of write going forward, for sure.
Well, that's massive for me hearing that, man, because like, it's weird. Like when I sing or I write a song or something, like you never know when someone's listening to that, like what they could take from it as a singer. If that makes sense. Like I know where all my bits come from other singers. So it's cool knowing that you've taken things. Do you know what I mean? That's weird, man.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm going to look
It
out
was,
for that next time.
it was just, it's one of those ones though, like, it's not like a sort of, I'm going to write like this. You know, it's just like, I've just always liked the style. And even now when I listen back to Fluorescent Hearts, and the last two times it's came on shuffle, I've told you, like, it's, I hear it, I'm like, you know, I would write that exactly like that. Like, I would not change a single thing about
That's
it.
cool, man.
I think
Yeah.
it's class.
That's awesome,
It's
man.
the fact that I know you as well. Like, I take a lot of influence from Charlie Simpson, but I can't go to him. Oh, mate, by the way, you helped me with my song.
I really like Gasoline, man. It'd be like that. Gasoline? I've not got a song called Gasoline, man.
Just tell me to fuck off.
Yeah. I think Damo's like a big Charlie Simpson fan. Or just like a big Fight Stars fan in general. He I'm sure he keeps in touch with Charlie Simpson's brother.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I think he's got a band as well.
Aye, when I've seen Fight Star, it depends which brother. I don't know if both the brothers have, but when I saw Fight Star, his brother came on and played guitar.
Mhm.
I think that was quite a common thing.
Right.
I remember speaking to Damo about that. I can't remember when. I've seen Damo about 4 times over the last couple of years, maybe 5. And every time we've been like drinking. So I can't remember exactly what he's told me. I remember he said that he's a big fan as well. But me and Damo do have a lot of sort of similar music tastes in terms of like we're both big fans of like Angels and Airwaves and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, me too, man. Yeah. It's funny, man, like Tom DeLonge has sort of been a reoccurring influence throughout my whole music career, and just now I seem to be taking more of an influence in how he structures his career. Like he branches out, obviously you'll know, man, but like branches out into like all the art forms. Like he's trying to make more of like a hub, like a company that makes art.
It's like media art, yeah, exactly. It's really cool. And then obviously he's doing his stuff with space and that as well.
Yeah. He's got an affiliation with space.
He does.
He does, man.
He's like proper, I know, like NASA and that.
He is, man. It's fucking weird.
And then he goes and writes like Blink-182 tunes about like sucking your pal's willies and that.
Exactly, that's what it's all about, man. If you see if you can like manage a line between sucking your friend's willies and being taken seriously as an artist, then you're fucking. You're Lewis Capaldi, basically.
Exactly. I mean, I remember seeing that you supported him at King Tut's.
Yeah.
Just before he went.
Just before it fucking
like right
went mad.
Aye. How did you get that gig? Was that just a DF email? You want to play this gig, sort of thing? Or?
Pretty much, man. I think it was Craig Johnson at the time. He was like the main booker, like for all the sort of King Tut's gigs, and he sent an email out, just like you'll know, like you get an email that says looking for a band to support Lewis Capaldi, and it was like at the time I was just like, who's Lewis Capaldi? Went and looked for him, and I think I might have told this story before, man, but he was the only thing that he had was a SoundCloud account, and there was one song on it, and it was called Something in the Water. Yeah. You probably find that song somewhere on fucking YouTube, but it was like the only thing that was similar between that song and Bruises was literally the line Something in the Water. Like they're two completely different songs, man.
I know, it's mental. I played a gig with him a couple of years before that, or a year or so before that. I think he was like, I think at the time he was already like with his management and stuff, but they were kind of building him up for ages. Or, I mean, I don't really know. That's kind of based on what I've been told by other people.
Yeah.
I played a gig with him. I got asked to be on stage with the band Indigo Velvet at their headline show in the Electric Circus in Edinburgh. And Lewis Capaldi was like opening the show. And then that was the first time I met him. I used to have him on Facebook and everything, obviously. Then went famous, now he doesn't have it. But, and then I've been at gigs and festivals and stuff, and like been drinking with him and stuff like that. Like he's a class guy, but like see now he's like the most famous guy in the world. Like.
It's crazy, man.
And then he's like this just kind of normal guy.
Yeah,
From
I think that
down the road from where I'm.
it's really like satisfying, man, seeing someone like him who is for like people like guys like us who live in Scotland, man. He's like such a relatable person because he just seems like people people you're friends with yourself, man. You know what I mean? Like, and it's crazy. It's cool knowing that like someone who can just be themselves can still make it and have a sustainable career, man. It's really good.
Definitely, it's like I kind of think everybody wants to be like Lewis Capaldi now in that way. Like everyone wants to just be able to act like an idiot online and the whole
suck their friends' willies.
Suck
their friends' willies and make music. Man.
That's all I want to do.
Yeah. I'm going to make like a wee clickbait title. It's going to be like Lewis Capaldi sucks his friend's willy.
And then they'll listen and they'll get to this, but they'll be like, "Got it, really?"
Is that the fucking punchline? Get this fucking thing off.
Do that thing that some people do at like the start of the videos and stuff is like give you a little teaser and the bit you've mentioned, but it's just me.
Just me giving you fellatio. Coming soon.
I'm sure that would entice people to stay watching.
Just noticing my fucking haircut, man. I know I've always had like a fringe, man, but I'm having to like bend this into submission, this thing. Because we're in fucking quarantine. Like, honestly, it's getting ridiculous, man. Katie's like shaving the sides every now and then, but like the top's just...
See, by the time this is done, I'm going to be like Robin Williams when he comes out of the book in Jumanji. What year is this?
I thought you were going to say dead. I'm going to be fucking dead when I come in. I know, man, aye. Could go that way. Someone fucking coughs through your letterbox. Who knows what will happen?
That's actually quite scary.
Yeah.
Someone going to my town coughing in people's letterbox.
It's an actual threat, man. I thought zombies were going to be a problem, man, but it's just fucking people with the sniffles. Aye, bams with a really sore throat. So you were talking about Indigo Velvet there, man. They sort of came into my like fucking, what's the word, man? Like my fucking awareness, my zeitgeist, like because of you. And I think, man, that's how they came into like my fucking knowledge was just clicking off a wee thing there. Yeah. So like, how have you always known those guys? Or was it from doing that gig?
No, so the very first ever gig I went to, I was still in school or I just left school, I can't remember. It was like 2013, 2014, and I went to my very first ever gig with a bunch of pals to see someone else's band. They're not a band anymore, and the headline band that were playing that night, I came in sort of last minute because the actual headline band had pulled out, and they still wanted the gig to go ahead, obviously. And it was in, I don't know if you've ever been in Edinburgh, it's no there anymore, it's a place called Studio 24.
Don't think so, man.
Like kind of hidden, sort of wee dingy place. And it was actually a really good place, like for a night out or for live music. And so I saw them in there, and I got chatting to them after, and because it was like my first time seeing live music, and it was in this wee place, and this like amazing band I've just played, I'm like, oh my god, and they're right there, so I'm going to speak to them. And I'm this young impressionable kid, and I'm like, that was amazing, oh my god, like I'm a guitarist, I'm a singer, I want to do all this.
Yeah.
It's probably the same feel I gave you, and then and then I think after that, I don't know if I got them on Facebook after that or what. I don't know what happened, but like I kept going to their gigs, and they kind of recognised that I was going to their gigs all the time. So like they would come and speak to me all the time, and I just ended up becoming really good pals with them.
That's awesome,
and then
man.
when I started gigging, they started coming to my gigs to kind of almost return the favour and show that appreciation, I guess.
Yeah.
And the very first gig I ever did was with a band called the Serums. It was at the Mash House in Edinburgh. And they're not the Serums anymore, but the singer is now the singer for the band Fabric Fair.
Right, cool, man.
So and I used at the time, I'm pretty sure at the time I lived next door to him. So that's how I managed to get that gig. So anyway, they came along, and it was a couple of weeks before the gig that Lewis Capaldi was supporting, and they went, they phoned me after, and they were like, mate, that was absolutely incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Want to come on stage and sing a song with us? And I was like, aye. So
Awesome, man.
that was kind of it from there, and then I did a couple more shows with them after I had the band and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
After that, it was cool.
That's awesome, man.
And I've just always been good friends with them since, and they've last month before they've called it a day now.
Yeah, man, I noticed that. It's a shame.
Yeah, so
They seem to be doing really well.
it's weird that though. That's the thing about the music industry, isn't it? Because it's like you can see these bands that are doing really well, and like you can think, oh, they're definitely going to go somewhere. Like someone's got to pick them up and
Yeah.
strap a rocket to their back. But I don't know if it just never happened for the boys or what, because they definitely deserved it with the hard work they put in.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened, but then all of a sudden out of the blue they just decided to call it a day. But like last summer they were supporting Lewis Capaldi and things like that. It's like
That is the hard thing about it, man. It's like for Fluorescent Hearts, like when we were at our height, I suppose you could call it, like it was like 2013, and we managed to condense like all of this shit within like a 6-7 month period. But while we were like touring, like we'd done like a 10-day tour of Asia, and when we came back, we were fucking signing on. Do you know what I mean? Like it wasn't. There was no. What's the word, man? There was no like fucking 5-star.
the other side.
Yeah. It's good, you know what I mean? Like we weren't fucking rich or anything, man, and that's the part that nobody sees. And you can be building like we were, man. Like we could have sold out 200 capacity venues up and down the country, man. Do you know what I mean? Which is decent for a band, like, and it's enough to sustain your band, but it just wasn't enough to pay us. Do you know what I mean? So there's a lot of people who knew who we were, but we weren't making a living out of it, and it's difficult to try and. You really need. That is the point. You need a major label or some sort of financial input to really take you to the next level, man.
Yeah, definitely. I think it does. You're right. It does get to a point because there's only so much of your own money that you can put into something before you're like, actually, well, I need this money and this isn't working for me. So
yeah,
like I do get that. I think we're right now with the band away from being imprisoned in our own houses. We're quite lucky that we're all like any money we get from gigs, once we've kind of paid off overheads, so like paying our photographers and stuff like that, like we just put that straight back into the band, and like it's worked out for over a year now where it's just kind of like a perfect circle.
Yeah.
Almost like
it's keeping itself going.
The band, we can record a song, and then we've played another couple of gigs, and we've been lucky to have a couple of well-paid gigs as well. So we played with Hipsway and Hue and Cry last summer, and the guy that was promoting that like just gave us loads of money for it, basically.
That's awesome, man.
Class.
Yeah.
Absolutely class. And it's like it's weird because like we played for people before who are offering us loads of money. We show in a town that we've never played before and nobody knows us. And we play an empty room and we get like 500 quid for it. Like I feel bad, but get that money any day.
Yeah. But like that, I noticed that as well. Actually, like Fluorescent Hearts played a gig in Inveraray of all places, man.
Right.
And they treated us so fucking well, man. It was the George Hotel, in Inveraray. If you can ever get a gig in there, man, it's really good. They pay well and they treat you so well as well. Like they put us up in it's like an outhouse thing and fucking fed us with drink like after the gig and stuff like that, and it was just awesome, man. And we just turned up and played our own music.
I think that's it's things like obviously, you feel like you should feel bad for saying like I'm taking this gig for the money or whatever, because really it shouldn't be about that. But like to an extent, like you do have to earn.
Yeah.
When it comes to like when you're taking it, like when you play music like we do, like you're doing it for a living to an extent. Obviously, I've got a job and stuff, but like, you do it because you want to make a career out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
You wouldn't ask someone to do your payroll, but no pay them for it.
See, the thing is, man, when someone's offering you that amount of money to play your own music, the reason you should accept it is because they're putting value on what it is that you do. And there's, I mean, like, there's a lot of times, man, like I play in like bars and bistros and stuff like that, just doing covers. And there's a lot of the time where I could be just fucking packed away in a corner singing chart songs, and nobody gives a fuck, man. And they could have easily just put on a CD. Do you know what I mean? Of like chill out music, and no one would have noticed or cared. Like they wouldn't have been fucking complaining that there wasn't live music. So, I mean, equally you could say with that, like, I could feel bad that I have to accept taking money off of people to do that, but I mean, it's their business, man. It's what they want, and I think it matters more so if you're playing your own music, man. If you can find places that actually want to pay you for playing your own music, and they can put people in the audience for you, man, that's what you want.
No, totally. And I think because we played that gig with that guy, it was through playing that we were able to get like the Hipsway and Cry show, and like obviously we got loads of money for that. But see, playing with them, I grew up listening to Hipsway and I grew up listening to Hue and Cry, and like I've always loved them. So like being able to like play with them and then go backstage and then play with them.
Yeah.
I mean, like pick their brains, you know. I just asked like, cause
and their dicks.
That as well.
Yeah.
I goes without saying, but like, just like, the conversation I had with them was more about like how different it is when they were like getting big in the 80s to like making music now, and it's just like a really interesting conversation as to how it's changed.
Yeah.
And then obviously sort of getting any advice you can, like any opportunity like that you get to speak to these people.
Yeah.
You do.
Totally, man. I think like the other thing that I thought of there, like that's changed since, like, you're probably in the same position now that I was when I met you, like in Fluorescent Hearts, and I think the difference is that you'll be able to, I think, create a sustainable career without a major record label, man. So there's so much more tools available to you to reach the exact people that you want and the world to hear your music, that would want to hear your music and follow you. And I think that's a massive thing. Like everyone was just figuring it out at the time, and it wasn't even that long ago, man. Like you're talking like maybe 7 years ago, like. But like, if bands were still trying to figure out, like, how does a fucking Patreon or GoFundMe page work, and like, we were just looking to other people that were doing it, but maybe just something like fell in their lap. I don't know, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, we just never grasped it. But I think like there's enough of a blueprint there for bands like yourself to really take advantage of that and make a career out of it.
Yeah, I think we're quite, not to say laid back, but I guess laid back with it in a sense. So like, we want nothing more than the band to work out and for us to be able to just like quit our jobs and do it full time. But realistically, like the chances of that happening are like slim. It's not an easy industry to break at all. It's like we just enjoy it and we do everything we can to work toward potentially making it, but we're just enjoying it, and I think that's the sort of the most important part to it all.
Yeah.
And I'm really lucky as well that through doing it I've met so many amazing people that want to work with me on other projects. So like I'm now writing with other people and stuff like that, which is really exciting.
That's cool, man.
And so I feel like there's always going to be an avenue for me to do music, even if it's I'm working full time and then I'm playing in pubs at the weekend, which to be honest with you, I'm already considering doing anyway, just a wee bit of extra money in my pocket.
I think when it comes to that, man, like the most important thing for me, it's funny, man. I just finished writing a song that's sort of about this. Like maybe like 10 years ago, there was a point in my life where I felt like I was at a crossroads. I'd ripped the piss out of fucking SAS funding for college. I'd been at college for like fucking 6 years or something like that, and I was like, right, I need to fucking figure out what the fuck I'm going to do. And I spent like a year writing an album that turned out to be Fluorescent Hearts, and I chased that for a little while, and I find myself at a crossroads just now, and I'm sort of like rediscovering that like music, like instead of just being this one singular thing that the way I used to think about it, like the band that I was in was the most important thing to me, and I would try and focus solely on that. Like if you can find a way just to, I mean, don't stop ever doing Chris Greig and the Merchants, but if you can find a way for music to just be a constant in your life, like you'll find ways of making it work. And just like this, man, I'm doing a podcast like to try and I don't know, man, just fucking stay connected and stay like with a foot in the water, man. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think I do think the key to it is enjoying it more than anything else. Because like, there's no point in trying to make a career out of something that you don't enjoy. And even whether that's being a full-time musician or being a full-time podcaster or whatever, like as long as you're enjoying it, I think that's the sort of more important thing, and that's the sort of attitude I take towards the band. Like, I know the guys will probably wouldn't mind saying, and it's not like because of the band, like it's just like life in general at that point in time. But like, whilst we were on the build-up to Shy coming out, like I just wasn't enjoying it at all.
Right.
And it was it was a mixture of things. Like it wasn't the band necessarily, but I just wasn't enjoying it at all. It wasn't until like 2 nights before the track came out that I finally started getting excited about it again. Because like, you know, that sort of feeling, I've got music coming out. I'm really excited to see what people say. But like for a little while, like I just thought I wasn't at all, and that I started kind of questioning it. And it's when I came out the other side of the feeling that is when I started going, well, actually, I do love this, and I want to do it like forever, but only if I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
And I think it's gonna. From there, I learned that it would be I'd have to feel that way about anything.
I think that's the best way of doing things, man. It really is, because you're only ever going to put yourself in a situation that you're going to be happy with, man, and you're never going to feel like conflicted as to whether or not you're doing something because like you're doing something that you find immoral to get to where you want. Do you know what I mean? That each stepping stone is going to be something that actually you're quite proud of and happy with, whereas fucking me, idiot, like I'd have sucked every dick in the industry, man, just to fucking just to suckle on that teat of fucking fame. Do you know what I mean?
That's been a real theme in this podcast, like sucking dick.
Chris Greig and the Dick Suckers. That's what I'm going to call this episode.
Right, okay. We've been called worse.
Yeah. But remember, they're Chris Greig.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Awesome, man.
What have you been working on lately, like more CRASHTON stuff?
Yeah. I put up a thing the other day just to kind of give me a kick up the arse to try and actually do something musical. Like, I write all the time, man, but I just, it's hard to, really get something that I'm totally happy with. Like, with Fluorescent Hearts, that album was, because I was so set on I'm going to write an album and I'm going to get it out, the album, not my dick, you know. And eventually, we got there, man. But I've not really had any reason to. That's maybe a downfall of having music such a fucking prolific thing in my life. Every single day now is that I sort of get because I do weddings and functions and all that stuff. I get to have the hit of playing to between 200 and 500 people every fucking week. That I'm sort of spoiled. Do you know what I mean? I don't need to chase gigs that where I need to get that fulfillment out. but just now I put up a post on the CRASHTON page, like, and it was these 2 song ideas, and got people to kind of vote. I kind of fucked the post up, to be honest, man. So I'm going to record both of them, but I'm going to record them and then put them out and just fucking see what happens. The first EP that I put out, the only reason that it happened, man, was because I got the Wet 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 gig, and I was like, I'm going to need fucking music to sell at this thing, man. So I was like within like a week, I'd recorded 4 songs and had them on an EP, pressed and printed on an EP, man. It's ridiculous, man. I think there's 1 or 2 songs on it that that Damo produced, yeah.
Right. Did you just do the rest yourself?
Yeah. Just I think the only ones that I done were I'm Not Young and Maybe It's You.
Right.
But it's annoying because now Damo has guitar parts for those songs that I've already like fucking tracked. Do you know what I mean? Tracked and put them out. But it's cool. Makes the live show different. Thanks, man.
Although that being said, my favourite CRASHTON song is definitely Pink Fire.
Yeah.
I've been listening to that ever since it came out, man. It's absolutely class.
Awesome, man.
Real good.
Thanks. That was originally a Fluorescent Heart song, man.
Was it?
It was like one of the last songs that we done together. Like, in fact, see, we got back together. I say we got back together. We never really like fucking broke up or anything. But
you did that Daikinis gig.
Yeah, so we supported the Daikinis, and we done a gig like in our kind of local place in Cumbernauld. And we were starting to write again, and one of the songs that came out of that was Pink Fire. So like, it sounded sort of different, obviously, because it was Fluorescent Arts that played it. But yeah, I reproduced it for CRASHTON, and now it's a CRASHTON song.
Yeah. That's class, man. There was another, speaking of which, you guys did that STV thing. There's a song that you guys played on that, and I remember hearing it, and I'm pretty sure you played it live at one point. I could be wrong. But I remember hearing it, and it was amazing, and it never got released. It was absolutely class. I can't remember what it's called now.
Fluorescent Hearts?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was You and Me.
Aye.
That's really frustrating, that song, man, because that was the first, like, obviously, you know, like, Stephen Kerr eventually became a full-time member of Fluorescent Hearts. In fact, he became a full-time member of the band probably just as you started coming to see us. But before that, it was a completely different lineup. It was like me, Gary, Andy, and Martin was the guitarist at the time.
Aye.
But when Stephen came on board, Martin left, Damo came back to the band, and then we became a 5-piece. But me and Stephen had been writing like sort of throughout my whole time in Fluorescent Hearts.
My mum's about like tapping on the window of the door. That distracted me. Sorry.
It's alright, man. Yeah, so me and Stephen had been writing throughout my whole time in Fluorescent Hearts, and one of the songs that came out of it that we were sort of most proud of was You and Me. So we just kept chipping away at that song every time we'd meet up. And so eventually when Stephen joined the band, we made it a Fluorescent Hearts song. So it was the first real proper collaboration between me and Stephen. And there's a recording of it. Like we actually have we worked with Stuart McLeod, like the guy that done the album and everything. Like we have a proper recording of it, man. And we spoke about doing a video not that long ago for it and stuff, but I don't know if it'll ever happen.
Because that's a good tune. It's a good tune.
It's a real good poppy song, man.
Aye, definitely. And it's been a while now since I've listened to it. I always remember loving it, and I remember it's just got a really good hook in the chorus that used to get stuck in my head all the time. There was a video of you guys performing it on STV on Facebook, I'm sure, and that's where I first saw it. Fucking class, man.
I think that was one of the first times we'd played it as well.
Aye.
Good
tune, man. You guys release good music. You should tell the guys to stop living their lives and.
I know. Stephen, stop working on your fucking massive multi-pound fucking company.
I know.
Multi-million pound company.
To be fair, that does look class as well.
Yeah, VR simulators. I've been trying for ages to get Stephen on the podcast, man. He's just so fucking busy. Probably now's a good time to get him on, eh?
Probably. Well, the shop will be open, so.
Yeah. Who knows, man? Probably having fucking secret virtual fucking affairs with each other. Who knows what they're doing, man?
Virtual dick sucking.
Yeah, virtual dick sucking. I always say it because I call VR simulators. I said you should bring out like a fucking late night version. It's VR stimulators. It's just like
Aye.
just intense
You've got
fucking.
the old sweaty men in their vest tops. Going up.
Yeah, man. So have you guys had to cancel anything? Like, did you have gig plans?
Yeah, so it was the lockdown was officially announced on the Monday, and then that Saturday we had a headline show in Glasgow,
Right.
and the 13th note.
Yeah.
Which was our first headline show since July last year when we did the headline King Tuts.
Mm-hmm.
There was, I think we had one more booked, and it was with Sarah and Junbug.
Right, cool.
And Shakespeare's, I think it's called Shakespeare's. No, the Amsterdam. Is it? I don't know. Somewhere in Glasgow that I've never heard of. Right? And it's like this tiny wee 100 capacity venue, and I was actually like 2 gigs really looking forward to, but they're now cancelled.
Yeah.
So I don't know when this is going out, but I'm just going to say it anyway. So instead of doing that, what we're doing is we're releasing a song on the 8th of May.
Cool.
Instead.
Yeah.
And rather than do the usual sort of, oh, we've got this new song coming out, like, go and pre-save it, like, please do this for us, like, give us your money for this song, blah, 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 the usual shit. We're kind of more doing it as a sort of, this is for you whilst you're all stuck at home or whilst you're travelling to your work because you're a key worker or whatever. And just hoping to provide a wee bit of extra entertainment to distract people for the shite that's going on.
That's awesome, man.
So we're going to maybe do like a couple of things on social media, like maybe 4 posts on Facebook maximum, and just put the song out and see what happens. Like, obviously we'll do the usual, like, email and our press list and stuff like that, but
yeah,
other than that, it's just going to be, here's a song, hope you enjoy it on your lockdown sort of thing.
So, just one? Yeah,
just the one just now. What we're doing, I'm actually waiting on a MIDI keyboard and a condenser mic coming. But I ordered it like 2 weeks ago and I've still got like another 2 weeks to come. Because it's coming from Europe and I think there's a whole load of nonsense with shipping and stuff right now. But we are going to start recording like home demos, each of us, put it together, and just maybe like put a couple of songs on like SoundCloud and stuff like that. Like, hope that people listen to it, and maybe like whatever 1 or 2 people like the most will maybe do a wee EP or something like that with those songs.
It's cool. It's really fucking uncertain just now, man, as to like when things are going to go back to normal. Eh? It's hard to like make plans. Like, been seeing people like bands that had to cancel gigs and stuff rebooking for like September, and in my head I'm like, who knows if fucking things will even be back to normal at that point, man.
I know, that's the thing. Like, I'm really hoping, because obviously we don't know what's going to happen, but I'm really hoping that like by August we're kind of not necessarily back to normal, but we're allowed to, they're a bit more relaxed on people leaving the house.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Maybe businesses will start opening and stuff again. Because then it will start to feel that little bit more normal. But I think when they do it, it's most likely going to be staggered, to be honest, because like they can't just have like, right, there you go, and then everyone's just out all the time, like straight away at the one time. So I know what you mean though. It's difficult to plan because of that. So like we're kind of just taking it as it comes just now. We're supposed to be in the studio on the 1st of May. It's probably not going to happen. we're talking about rescheduling it till later in the year. Because what we would have done is recorded that song, and then that would have been the next song to come out.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I really don't know what's going to happen. We were going to be, so we're supposed to be playing gig in the Goyle Festival in July, and that's now been postponed to October, like the end of October.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully that should now be okay to go ahead by that point.
Yeah.
But you never know. Like, I've got gigs that I've like paid money to go and see that I don't even know what's happening with yet.
Totally, man. It's horrible, man. Like
even like August, like we don't even know what's going to happen for that, because I'm going to see the 1975 McFly and Post Malone in August. I don't know.
That's quite a fucking mixture.
That
That is, man. It's good.
Music tastes all over the place.
Yeah.
Makes it hard to write.
That's good. It's good, man. It's a really good thing. Yeah, like I don't even know when the fucking wedding band will go back to normal either. Like we had everything's sort of been rescheduled from like the same, man, like October this year onwards. But like they're saying they don't know if they'll have like a working vaccine for like another year to like 18 months, man. Do you know what I mean?
It's tough because like they can't really predict these things either, because you never know. Tomorrow they might accidentally stumble across it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's wishful thinking, but you know what I mean. Like they could.
I seen one thing that was like I'd actually been the week before. I'd been watching the Australians, like ABC News or something like that, and there was this guy who I think he is like a virologist, or he works on like vaccines, and he was on the news saying that Australia, America, and China were working on separate vaccines, and then I seen last week that Australia had like discovered that this drug that's supposed to kill parasites kills all the, like basically kills the trace of coronavirus, and I'm sure it's in blood cells, man. I'm like nowhere near a fucking smart person, man, so I have zero. Probably didn't even read it right. It was probably a fucking advert for Sprite on Facebook, man. Like, they found a fucking cure for coronavirus. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that Sprite, man. I'm pretty sure it's like a, what's it called, man? It's like ivermectin or something. So like something like that could be, I suppose, discovered like tomorrow, man, and then it's just a case of getting out to everybody who has it.
And the thing is, like they've now, I think they've cured like 2 people of AIDS or something like that now,
Mm-hmm.
or HIV or something like that. Right?
Just good, because they're going to be fucking forever, man. Each other.
Oh, that
We'll never get AIDS. If we fuck each other, we'll never get AIDS.
That's true. That's true. What they were saying was that we might find the cure for it within that. But I don't know. That's again me reading a headline and going, "Oh, that was great," and then just scrolling on.
Yeah.
But
well, that drug, man, is for sort of an anti-parasite fucking thing, but they use it to cure AIDS and something else.
Right,
It's like
it
it could be, man. We're both fucking looking at an advert for Sprite. I'm going to
tomorrow I'm going to the shop to buy beer for my weekend. I might just buy a load of Sprite.
You should, man. Yeah, by the way, anybody walking past.
Set up a wee stall like a kid in the American movie selling lemonade.
Yeah, it's called ivermectin, man. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it.
Yeah, sounds like a place in the Highlands.
It does, man.
What are you up to this weekend?
There's no one with coronavirus up there, man.
By the way, see if you hear like a dog barking in the background, that's my dog.
Nice.
No,
it's not a family member or anything.
No, it's no my mum.
Speaking of your family members, man, did your dad tell you that I met him at a music festival.
in Bathgate.
Yeah,
Aye,
we played. My
I was
band
supposed to be
played at
there.
it. Really?
Yeah, I was supposed to be there. I was living in Glasgow. I can't remember what it was, but for some reason that day, me and my girlfriend at the time couldn't make it.
Mm-hmm.
Although I'm pretty sure we woke up that morning with intentions of going. Because I go every year to that Bathgate Gallery, is like the biggest day in Bathgate.
Yeah.
The only day in Bathgate. Really.
It was fucking nuts. Like driving through it, man. It was crazy.
It's great, but I remember he said that he came up and spoke to you.
Yeah.
Because obviously he knew that we'd done this song together and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then back in the days when I first discovered Fluorescent Hearts, I was showing him your music and stuff like that as well.
It's crazy.
My dad,
he was having a great time, man.
He's always the same. He's stealing our gigs, man.
Yeah. I think I've seen him in videos, man. Like just chanting and singing back.
You'll see on the music video for Talking Aloud, he's on stage with us at one point as well.
That's awesome.
He's got like a total brass neck for just going up and talking to him.
Mm-hmm.
I always kind of take a wee bit of time and build it up before I go and speak to them, because I like it's not that I'm like socially awkward or anything like that. I just get like if it's someone that I know, like in terms of I don't know, I've seen them on the telly or like I'm a fan of their music or whatever. I just get a wee bit like that sort of like nervous about it. When I'm speaking to them, it's fine. But I've got to sort of build myself up to it. Where she's like, "Excuse me, pal, want to speak to my son?"
I think it's just a feeling of like not wanting to hassle them.
Aye, that's exactly it. It's like they probably get it all the time. You just don't want to be another one of those people.
Yeah. I sort of like shot myself in the foot one time, man. Like I spoke about this. I don't think it was on the podcast. I done like a live stream video on Facebook, and I was talking about I done a bit of work with Texas, like the band Texas, and I was working with their bass player who sort of like he's the kind of brains behind the whole thing. Him and Charlene are, but they're sort of like the two main functioning parts of Texas. So I worked really closely with Johnny, who lives in Scotland, and then we went down to London to demo Charlene Spiteri's vocals on a song, and like from the minute she came in, she was just like, she didn't even seem like the Charlene Spiteri that you see in the TV, because like a lot of celebrities when they're being filmed and stuff like that are like sort of like presenting the best version of themselves, and not that she wasn't like she wasn't that when I spoke to her. She just wasn't the, I don't know, she was really cool, man. You know what I mean? Like she we ended up sitting down and just having a conversation, and it was like, it was just weird. It was the weirdest experience. But I say I shot myself in the foot because it was a job that like now wish I'd sort of held on to, man, because it was such a unique experience. Now, I learned a lot from it, but my girlfriend Katie, like her mum is like a big Texas fan, so like I asked Charlene when I was leaving, I was like, if you get an album like or something that you could sign for me to take up the road, and she did, and not long after that, like I stopped hearing from them and stuff like that, and it was a bit weird, and I was always wondering, was it like, is that because I asked for the fucking autograph, man? Do you know what I mean? But I mean, I don't think it was that. I think what it genuinely was, I think it was because I genuinely think it was just because I wasn't as experienced as I am now, and I mean, I had a sound production degree under me, man. But this is like something else that I've spoken to a lot of guys that do like production and all that. Like a lot of these music courses, I mean, they're great, and I've met a lot of amazing people through doing them. Spent a lot of time out with the classes, like honing my craft in terms of learning how to produce music, but the real learning takes place outside, man. Like just actually doing the work. I've learnt more about setting up PA systems and all that since leaving college. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. That's why I'm glad that I never kind of went down the route of doing music at college or uni or whatever. I did apply, I got in, but I never did it. I ended up moving to Glasgow instead
Yeah.
and just working. And I feel like I'm better off for it. Although, if me and you sat down to talk about a song that we were writing together, in terms of like the music, I would hardly be able to tell you a thing. Like, I can play guitar moderately well, and I can sing the way I sing. But see, talking about it,
Yeah.
like you won't get anything from me. But the skill that I've learned is like performance and any improvement on like vocals from when you met me to now
Yeah.
has been from like performing in front of a crowd or sitting and working out myself or being in practice with the boys, you know, like actually physically doing it rather than studying it, you know.
Yeah. I think like the cool thing about music is though is that you don't need to be sort of like
Qualified.
yeah, exactly, man. Like you can, because it's an art form. Like you feel your way around it and get your own thing. The majority of my fucking music career have been the same. Like not knowing what chords are supposed to go together. Still don't really fucking know that.
No.
But just like sort of finding it myself, man. And like I remember watching an interview with Noel Gallagher where he was talking about songwriting, and he was saying he feels like you if you're sitting down with an acoustic guitar or whatever, and you're sitting there on the right night, where the universe is like ready to give you the hit. You know what I mean? Like because there's only so many notes in the scale, man. That like you sit down at the right time of night or whatever, and that fucking song just lands in your lap. Like this isn't like fucking verbatim or anything, but he was talking about Yellow by Coldplay, and the way he described it was like he was gutted that he wasn't sitting down with his guitar that night and found Yellow. Do you know what I mean? Like I think like songwriting seems to work like that now. Like in the past kind of year or so, I've tried to get a bit better at guitar, and it's taken me learning like scales and just a wee bit more of what notes make up chords. But even still, I'm trying to be conscious of like staying away from learning too much. Do you know what I mean? Because I don't want it to. Yeah, I don't want to like. I don't want to be sitting trying to write a song and think like that note's not supposed to go there
Yeah,
when I should just be thinking about like how the song feels. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. Like I leave all that complicated stuff up to the merchants, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like I'll write a hook or something, or even one of the boys will write something and I'll write something with it, and then we'll get the basic structure of a song, and then the boys will then kind of add all the fancy stuff, or we'll do it as a group whilst we're practicing it. We never sit down and go, no, that has to be that way because music dictates. You know what I mean? Like it's just what sounds right and what feels right.
Yeah.
For us, I feel like that's again when you can enjoy it more because it is. It's not you're not doing it because that's how it's supposed to sound. You're doing it because that's how you made it sound and that's how it sounds good.
The fact that you've had like successful releases and successful gigs and getting successfully paid for those gigs, like shows that like it doesn't matter with what your knowledge of the chord progressions and all of that fucking stuff is. Like just keep doing what you're doing, man.
Yeah, definitely. And I think the live show, and I mean, no doubt every musician will tell you this, but like, the live show is definitely the best bit. Like, and that's definitely where I've learned the most as well.
Yeah.
And for me, so I think of myself more as a singer than a guitar player. I would really like to work more on my vocals to kind of just have a bit better control and more better technique. But like I've learned how to sing the way I sing from playing shows, but at the same time I've also learned how to be a front man of a band as well.
Yeah.
And that's just through like having bad nights or making an ass of myself and like see sometimes just throwing yourself in there. I think it's the best way to learn.
Definitely, man.
Putting yourself through, sort of going through the motions of like uni and stuff. And that's not to say that it's a bad thing because the amount of people out there that it's worked for.
Yeah. I mean, like I say, like the things about college that I said there, man, isn't a reflection of how I feel about education or anything like that. I mean, I'm made some, like, it shaped who I am as a person, who I am as a musician as well. Like the the lecturers and everything at Cumbernauld College, which is now New College Lanarkshire, the Cumbernauld campus, like they were all integral in shaping my abilities, man. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I when I started college, like I only intended on going for a year just because I was like, I need to do something like for a while,
Totally.
and then
Yeah.
I got hooked on it, man. At the
mean,
end
like,
of the first year, man, I was like, and this is what I need to be doing.
yeah, and like Chris, the guitarist in the band, he did college,
Hmm.
and he's one of the best guitar players I've ever met.
Yeah,
Like, and he doesn't let his knowledge of music kind of get in the way because he knows what sounds good and whatnot. But much like us, like he just does it because he loves it.
yeah,
And although for me personally, that avenue wasn't necessarily for me. I did
hmm,
go to college for a year, but that was doing media studies, so it was kind of like sort of all round sort of thing um, between like radio and journalism and stuff like that. Um, I, um, I feel like I've benefited more from not doing it, whereas other people would say
yeah.
something completely different. And
You probably
you,
just
I know,
landed in a different place where you would have been, but
yeah,
probably the benefit that I would imagine that you have right now is that you're like financially stable to be in a band. Do you know what I mean? Where it
yeah,
like because I went straight into college, like the sort of goal of money had to equate to the amount of success that I wanted as well. Does that make
mm-hmm.
sense?
Yeah, yeah,
So like because you're maybe in a comfortable position with money to put into the band and all of that stuff, like
yeah,
going and getting recording sessions done, like we had to be like, right, we need to record an album. We need a fucking record deal. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, yeah.
it's just ridiculous, man.
Definitely.
We would never have thought like maybe we should get jobs to finance our album. Do you know what I mean?
But it's things of seeing saying that as well. Though, like, see nowadays it's changed that much that you don't necessarily need a record deal unless you're going global.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, there's that many. Like Jerry Cinnamon is a great example. Like he's massive,
Hmm.
and as far as I'm aware, up until this point, I don't know if he's then since signed to anything. I know his first album was released
Yeah.
um, totally independent,
It's
and that
crazy,
I
man.
mean like it's possible.
I don't even think that. I mean, I think he probably knows because things have maybe got a bit crazy for him. But I'd see if he could see um, what weddings are like when his music comes on, man. It is the fucking craziest thing on the planet, man. Honestly, like we actually don't play. Is it belter? Is it called belter or she's a belter?
Aye, yeah,
Um, fucking like we actually don't play it, and it's not out of any fucking music snobbery or anything. It's just something we never get around to doing. But we'll put it on in the playlist like at the end of the night, man, and just watching people, man, it just transforms them.
aye. I am. You know what's weird in saying that as well? I always thought it was just a Scotland thing. But we played Kendal Colin Festival last year. We went down for the full weekend, and he was playing on the Saturday afternoon,
Hmm.
and the arena was packed for him, and it was like mostly English people from kind of what I could hear when people
Yeah,
were speaking, and they were all going absolutely mental for him. Like
it's crazy.
maybe more mental than a Scottish crowd.
Hmm.
Well, of the crowds that I've been in when I've seen him, like it's crazy. Like the success that he's got, and
Good on him, man. I see people posting about him all the time saying shit, but like if you can find a fucking sustainable career right now in music, man, then like
uh,
all power to you, man. Like fucking, that's an amazing thing. You know what I mean?
definitely, I think there is still that aspect of like you need to know the right people, or not necessarily know them, but like you need to impress the right people. Um, if you're not able to somehow get lucky in a way with a song where like everybody starts listening to it,
Hmm.
because like I know bands that have management who have worked on other projects of people who are like in the charts for like people who Lewis Capaldi, for example,
Hmm.
people who are now managed by people people who managed him and things like that. And now they're starting to do really well.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like you can either do it the Jerry Cinnamon way, where you've more or less kind of got you're doing it yourself for the most part, at least, or you manage to find yourself in a fortunate position where you've got a team of people.
Yeah.
Whereas
there's loads of different worlds now, man, and that is the beauty of it. Like, I talk about on the podcast, I talk about a guy called Theo Vaughan quite a lot because he's a podcaster that I keep up to date with, and he's a comedian. But like, I would love to be able to model my career on his, because he's not a mainstream comedian by any means. Like, well, in terms of what people think of mainstream, like he's not as famous as Ricky Gervais. He's not as famous as fucking who else, man? Like Seinfeld. Do you know what I mean? Like or fucking who else? Dave Chappelle. But like, he has a massive following of people, and he's built it all up online. And he came to Glasgow in January, and played to 2,500 people at the fucking O2. You know what I mean? It was sold out. And he's just a podcaster, man. He just like he does like obviously comedy around America and all that, and tours doing stand up, but the majority of his audience has been built through doing shit like this. And that's like somebody that I've tried to model it on, or like that'd be a fucking interesting way of doing things, is like having this this career that's built out of something else that is yours. Do you know what I mean? That's it's your own record industry, man.
Yeah, definitely. It's a really, it's weird how many different avenues that there are to go down, but how almost difficult it is to find your way down it.
Yeah.
If we're speaking in metaphors. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's crazy. There's a lot out there for people to like utilize to become what they want to be, but it's just not easy.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of graft a lot of the time.
Totally, man. But you're doing things the right way, and I think if you always find a way, like if I could go back and tell fucking the guys in Fluorescent Arts anything, it would be like just because you don't have the time to play gigs doesn't mean that this is over. Do you know what I mean? Doesn't mean that you need to stop or anything. It's just it's been so long. I think it would be weird going back to it. But like for you, man, like don't stop, and don't feel like because you maybe chapped on certain doors and they're not opening for you that it's over, man. Because there's a million different ways, man. Honestly, and as long as the people that you want to hear your music are hearing it, that's it, man. Joe Gallagher, who was on the podcast, said to me, he was like, if there's one person out there that gets something out of your music, then you owe it to them to be making music. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like,
does that mean because I was influenced so heavily by your music, you're going to start doing more music then?
yeah, man. That's it, man. Aye.
Just for me.
Just for you, man. What I'll do is I'll write the next Fluorescent Arts album, right? I'll record it and release it just for you. I'll even put it in a Dropbox link just for you.
Are you still wanting to do that song?
Yeah, I do, man.
If what we could do then, once I get my equipment arrived, like my condenser mic and stuff like that, if you sent me over the files, I could probably put down a vocal track and stuff.
Cool. That would be great, man.
And if we could use that as a demo, or we could just put that out if you wanted.
I'll send you over. I've got like a verse, bridge, chorus.
Mm-hmm.
It's one verse into the bridge and into the chorus. That I could just send to you as just one demo, and then like you just take it to the guys, man. You don't even need to like run anything by me. Just fucking take that idea to them, because I'd just love to hear what you would come out with. Do you know what I mean? And make it your own as well. I just think it's got like a really big anthemic chorus that would work well.
Yeah.
It's not something that I think that would work for CRASHTON, man. Just like, I don't know, turn into a fucking weirdo. My music.
I know we've not got a lot of time left, but are you are you still writing for people? I remember when when we wrote Horizons together, you were saying you were doing a lot of writing for other people.
There's like 2 publishing companies that I write for. So I write to briefs, and the publishing companies basically they like you sign a contract with them for them to have the song for a period of time, and they basically pitch it to labels, and you can choose to re-sign your song with them or not. Sometimes I'll just pitch them to other labels. There's been a couple of things that have came through from it, man, but it's just one of those things, man. It's just another thing that's sitting there bubbling away. I write with this guy called James Supernova. His name is, it's his like writing name, and he does like a lot of writing for K-pop artists and stuff like that.
Oh, really?
So it's him that I work with to do it, and he's like the brains behind getting it all linked with the publishing companies and stuff. So I still do it, man, but it's just one of those things that's ticking away. There's nothing like major came from it yet, man, but it's...
Yeah. That's cool. That's something I'd definitely be interested in doing at some point, writing for other people.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to write for myself just now.
Yeah, it's cool. Come, man. You'll do it, I have no doubt. But we probably should wrap this up because I think
Yes.
I've gone over a wee bit. Yeah, I always get everyone to like shout out their handles and stuff like that, man. So you want to let people know where they can hear your music and
Yeah, so you can hear us on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, Deezer, YouTube, wherever you listen to your music. SoundCloud if you want, at Chris Greig and the Merchants, and we're on Facebook as Chris Greig and the Merchants. Twitter is at CG Merchants and at CG Merchants on Instagram as well. And we're on TikTok as well if you fancy a little bit of that nonsense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's at CG Merchants as well. But anything you see in other things, you're probably going to see on TikTok as well. So.
Awesome, man.
Aye, that's nice.
Yeah, thanks very much for doing this, man.
No, thanks for
I know I've been waiting for a while to do.
So much for it.
No, not at all, man. You were right to do so. And it's been cool, man. We'll do it again when we can actually be face to face.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Awesome,
Definitely. Man. Alright, well, you enjoy the rest of your evening and keep safe.
You too.
And give love to the family.
I will do, man.